20 minutes past the hour in the Fox Newsdeck, and I mentioned at the top of this hour that we brought in a lot of new tools to help bring you the news, from social networking trollers to filtering and tracking systems to powerful computing equipment that allows us to display platforms to help show you what we've gathered throughout the day. One of those tools is a way that we can manipulate video on this massive wall over here. This we're calling a remote. It has a technical name, but it's boring. But what it allows me to do is scroll through the media of the day. This happens to be a Palestinian woman who's having a beef with an Israeli soldier. And this Tony Romo from last night, did you see this against Denver? 506 yards passing, and he still managed to lose. I mean, there was a late pick, but what a game. This is a fire that has been set in Belgium. Firefighters in Belgium are complaining about next year's budget, so the firefighters went out and set their own fires. This is Russia. They've already got the Olympic torch going around the country as we move toward the Olympic Games. And I don't know if you saw this, but Roger Federer, no longer #1 in the world. Rafa Nadal is #1, but Roger managed to beat him in China at the China Open. It was so smoggy that the players could barely breathe and people were wearing masks there. So you get the idea, and I can move it back and pick from any number of our different sets of pictures from the day, add them to the slideshow, and anyway, it's a lot of fun to play with and an interesting way to display things. And then we have these massive computers. You'll notice around the place that rather than little computers like we used to have at home, this is what we work with now. This happens to be an AP news spread. So we can go to these, take a look at what's happening around the world, call our different sources and get confirmation. And with this, we're able to quickly bring up photographs and pieces of media. This from a blast in Iraq that's killed some 30 people over the last couple of days. And the pictures, once again, out of there are horrible. So many complaints about terror strikes over there and ethnic problems within the country. The pictures just go on, and really, they're from every region there. What we do in this room is try to vet what you're seeing on social media and from other media sites. It's not a secret that a lot of people get their information from Twitter and beyond. So what our hope is that over the days and weeks and months and years ahead, that we're going to be able to vet much of this for you. You'll see on the left-hand side of this massive wall over here is what we have newsworthy for this hour at least. The boy on the plane, we'll tell you about that in a minute. A biker beating that we've been covering, terror raids. These are the matters that we're investigating. And over here, the matters that we've been confirmed. And all of this integrates with our overall computer system to let us know where we are in the information gathering and dissemination process and enable us to get it to your screen more quickly. And really what that does is explain the workflow for all of these people over here. Formerly producers, now information specialists who take what information we're gathering from social media, from our properties around the world, our vast news gathering organization that we have for ourselves and our partner networks all around the world. So we can take all of that information, compile it, take the social part of it and make calls and internet checks and otherwise to get things confirmed. And the idea is that whenever breaking news happens, this team is here in this room along with dozens of others outside it, and we'll bring you the breaking news no matter what the program you're watching at the time. In fact, Chris Delia is up here, and he's been working on this monster truck crash that a lot of people probably saw over the weekend. This happened in Mexico. And Chris, they just did not have the sort of safety precautions that we would be used to here in the United States.
You're right, Shep, and I'm sure many of you at home have seen this video. I'm actually going to play it right now. Here you have the driver. This happened on Saturday. The driver is going over the cars, and it appears right there where some witnesses said it appeared as though he hit his head, and then he kind of went into the crowd. So, yeah, it's pretty bad. You know, they did say that alcohol was detected on his breath, but they have not released the level of alcohol. Mm-hmm. But they also are saying, you know, they're looking into possible safety violations because, as you can see, the gate, it totally pummeled right through the gates. And,
there's not a safety fence there or anything.
No. So they're looking into that. But in the meantime, he is being held on suspicion of manslaughter. That is the latest that we've heard.
All right, 8 people dead and dozens hurt. And
yes.
These things are fun to work with, aren't they?
Yeah, they're pretty cool.
Yeah, we can bring up media sources from anywhere in this building, from all over the internet, put it through our systems, vet the information that goes with it, add metadata, and send it all over to this company. It's a 21st century upgrade that we're really excited to have, because all we really want to do is get it right and get it to you as fast as we can. As we move on, a 9-year-old boy managed to get on a plane without a boarding pass. Did you hear about this story? And flew himself to Las Vegas before authorities even realized. All of that's coming up. And I tell you, you think, well, okay, a 9-year-old boy got on a plane. But if a 9-year-old boy can do it, what can a terrorist do? All that in a couple of minutes from now, we'll get a Fox report to you. Stay with us.